What's going on Facebook? Corey with Wisconsin Discount Properties here. I just wanted to come live today. We get a lot of questions on how do we get a property if we're working with Wisconsin Discount Properties. How are you different from maybe buying at an auction or buying on the MLS or things like that? So I thought I'd just take a couple minutes, hop on Facebook Live, answer some of those questions that we get. And then if you have some questions while I'm live, go ahead and post them in the comments, or if you're watching the replay, just go ahead and post your questions in the replay, and I'll be happy to get back when I have a second to answer your questions on the process. But basically, we pride ourselves on finding deeply discounted properties, and we offer those to investors, people who are interested in picking up flips, rentals, rent-to-owns, whatever their exit strategy is. We pride ourselves on finding these properties and then offering them to investors to allow you to grow your portfolio or your income or your wealth or whatever your goals are. And so I just want to explain it's a little different than maybe some of the other avenues that perhaps you've already purchased some properties through, or maybe you know some people who've purchased some properties using an agent or foreclosure auction or things like that. So essentially what happens is you need to be on our email list. So if you're interested in purchasing properties, investments in the Brown County and Outagamie County area, go ahead and just private message us your email and your cell phone number. We will add you to our email list. So most of the time, these properties are not going to be out in the public. Now, sometimes we do close on properties and then we put them out on the MLS and do it that way, but it's very, very rare. Most of the time, it's going to come through an email, right? And we're not typically going to be selling our property, okay? So what we do is we sell a contract. And so it's a little different. It's a technicality that we're doing, but we're not ever, so you'll never see like pictures of the property or videos of the property in our emails because we're not selling the property, we're selling the contract. The property happens to be listed on the contract, but we're not selling a property. We'd have to be a broker or a real estate agent to do that, so we sell the contract. So what happens is you'll get an email with an inspection period, which means we're going to be there inspecting the property, and we're inviting other people if they want to come check it out. So usually we run them in the afternoons. Right now it's between usually 4 and 5 or 4:30 and 5:30 at night. And you're welcome to come check it out. You can bring contractors, your agent, whoever. Come walk the property. It's a great time to network and hang out and get to know other investors. And if you're new, you can kind of listen in on what some of the other people are looking at and take some of that information and grow as you continue to look for investment properties for yourself. But the email we send out will have all the details of the address that's under that we have the property on contract for. Our minimum suggested offer for the, and that's our coffee maker, by the way. If you can't hear that, we need lots of coffee here. But the minimum suggested offer to purchase the contract, so we're going to put a number out there, and we're going to say to buy our underlying contract, this is what we suggest. Now you can offer above that, below that. It's just like if you're going to buy a property on the MLS, they're going to put a list price. It's very, very similar. We put a minimum suggested offer price. Now what we do is we put out all this information ahead of time so that you as the potential investor can do a lot of your due diligence up front. And we'll put information in these emails, but we always encourage everybody, do your own due diligence. Don't take our word for it, even though we feel like we're very trustworthy and we know what we're doing here. It's got to be something you're comfortable with. So do your own due diligence, have your information ready to rock and roll, and then if you come to that inspection period, essentially you're just looking at what kind of updates, repairs, things like that you would have to do to the property to get it to whatever your exit strategy would be on this property. And then we just ask you to text us the following day before 1 o'clock in most cases. Again, our emails have all of that information right away in those emails, so you know the deadlines and the timelines and things like that. But you just text us a number. You don't have to write up a formal contract yet. We're very simple. We're more of a handshake type do business that way. And then if you are the best offer we get for that contract, we'll contact you that afternoon, and we'll just confirm that you're on the same page and get all the details worked out. And then we have you sign an assignment of contract. So it's a 2-page document that you go through. Basically, we're assigning all of our rights to purchase that underlying property over to you, and it has all of our numbers in there and everything else. So you'll know exactly what it is. But the number you offer is the number that you're going to pay overall. And then we're here to help on the back end to make sure everything goes smoothly. So we have the relationship with the seller of the property. We also have a title company everything goes through. So you're going to get clean and clear title. And unlike if you buy at the foreclosure auctions, Sometimes there's a lot of surprises after the fact. There's second liens that come up that maybe you didn't know about that could be tens of thousands of dollars that you weren't accounting for in your numbers. You get to go through our property ahead of time. You buy at the auction. You can't go in the properties. So it's a huge advantage. Difference between buying through us and a real estate agent is there's no commissions, so you don't have to pay us any commissions. Our price is already, our commission or our buyer fee is already built into that number. And we condense the time frame, but it's very similar. You'll see a lot of people at these inspection periods, and sometimes people get a little bit turned off by that, or they get intimidated by that, and they think, well, I'd rather just buy through an agent. But really, it's the same thing if you buy through an agent, except they're blasting out to anybody who has MLS access. So you've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are looking at the same properties you are. In our case, it's only people on our email list. So it's a much smaller, tighter community of people that are going to be on that list. And when you buy through an agent, you just don't see all the people walking through the property at the same time. We only open it up for an hour. So you see everybody funnel in there for 1 hour, where you buy in the MLS, there's showings going on all the time that you're not seeing. And then they're still taking the best offers. If you're a seller, think about it. You're going to take the best offer that you get. You're not going to just take the first one that comes in the door. And so ours is the same. We just condense the time frame into a very short period of time, because most people that come through, like I said, they've already done their due diligence. All they're doing is looking at repairs and things that they want to do to maybe alter the inside or the exterior. And then they just subtract that off, and that's their number. So some people will text me an offer like the minute they walk out the door. They already know what their number is. So anyway, if you're thinking of getting investing, I think it's the best way to get discounted properties. Of course, I'm biased, but I think it's the best way. We've got so many testimonials of people who got started in real estate and now are cranked up. We've got people who are experienced investors who've now shifted a lot of their acquisitions over to come into our type of a system. But whatever your interests are, whatever questions, concerns you might have, if you're not on our list, again, just shoot us a message. We'll try to get in contact with you. We'll help out, and we'd love to get you working with us. And together, we all win. If we do, we help sellers. We help you. We win. Everybody wins in these deals, and it's an awesome experience. So appreciate you checking it out. If you know anybody also that's interested in investing, tag them in this, and we'll reach out to them as well. Have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you coming up at one of our inspection periods.